unified world champion at 147. Those are facts. But I feel like people that he has fought have been tailor-made for his style and what he does.
The boxing world rushes to praise Jaron Ennis as the next pound-for-pound superstar. Xander Zayas is getting ready to prove that the hype around him is built on promotion alone and is headed for a hard and brutal end in the ring.
Every single one of my opponents I've been into a shock every time they step into the ring with me. It's easy to see me and, oh, he's a 23, the 22-year-old kid, just young kid, no experience. Once he get hit, he's gonna want to get it right back, and it's a whole different story when you step in there with me and you see the knowledge and the.
Zayas responds without any hesitation and with full confidence, saying he controls the division completely and warning his opponent that he is stepping into the ring with someone born to destroy anyone standing across from him.
I could box, I could do everything in there, and inside that ring, I'm the natural 154-pounder. So I've been here for a long time. I'm here to keep taking over the division, and I'm excited to continue that legacy.
The pressure builds even more as Zayas makes it clear that he has already spotted major flaws in the champion's game, but plans to keep them hidden until the night of the fight.
There's always things. Again, there's a lot of holes that I know I can take advantage of come fight night. But I don't want to discuss them on cameras because obviously he's part of.
No attention to the critics, the young star makes it clear that this fight is about reaching greatness and taking out anyone who tries to block his path.
Here to chase legacy. I've always said it. I want to be the best in boxing. I want to be the best in my division, in every division that I touch, and this is the way to do it, fighting the best.
Questioned about his age, Zayas confidently silences the doubts by pointing to his experience and proven skills that make him a complete fighter and a serious danger to anyone in front of him.
Very mature for my age, and I've gotten the experience that I need. I've gone rounds. I've seen everything that I need to see. I've gotten hit. I've been able to adjust. I think I've done everything. I know how to fight on the inside. I know how to fight on the outside. I know how to counter punch. I got great speed, great power. I feel like I do everything pretty well. So yes, I do.
Massive fight now officially confirmed. He sends a strong message to the rest of the boxing world, calling on fighters to stop avoiding the challenge and bring the same fearless mindset he carries into every battle.
So I mean, we made a big fight happen. Two big fighters, two young fighters, hungry fighters wanting to chase legacy. We made it happen, and so I feel like it should set an example for the future. But again, who knows? I mean, every fighter is different. Everybody lives a different lifestyle, and I can't be the one to say yes, I want it, or it's gonna be like that.
In one last cold warning, the Puerto Rican star promises a dominant and unforgettable victory that will end every doubt and leave nothing left to question once and for all.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win any means, any way necessary. I'm gonna come out victorious like I always do. Winners win, and that's what I do. And June 27th, tune in. I'm gonna put on a show like I always do. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, and I'm gonna represent.
Brian Norman Sr. enters the conversation to shut down the whole narrative and send a clear message to the boxing world about the fearless mindset of this young challenger. He says with confidence that most fighters spend their entire careers running from real danger, while Zayas is chasing greatness with full force at an age when many are still choosing the safe path.
16 years old. Xander was assigned professional, unassigned to the top rank at 16 years old. He's 23 years old and he's taking a bigger chance than your favorite fighter took at 23 years old. He's taking a bigger chance than your guy took at 20 years old, 20 years old, 26 years old, 27 years old, 28 years old. You feel what I'm saying? He's going to be 29 years old. Damn near 30. Is that a fact or no? No, he took a tougher chance. I know, I can't see. But I know how these people.
The tension reaches its peak as Norman Sr. breaks down the champion's scary image and questions all the hype around him. He warns that the so-called monster of the division is just another man once he is pulled out of the safe space built around him.
These young niggas, though, we know y'all need a superhero. Your superhero is going to show you he's a basic guy. It's the environment. Hey, look, you have not been in the environment. I have been in the environment. The environment is his gym. It's the environment. That's why you don't leave it. The environment is his gym. You come to his gym, you in his house. You in his domain.
Using to step back, even with angry fans pushing against him, Norman Sr. stands firm on his honest criticism. He targets the critics directly, saying they are upset only because someone finally had the courage to expose what he sees as just an ordinary fighter behind all the hype.
Mind you, These niggas was mad at me at your last video. I know you saw me in the comments. I'm like, so y'all understand y'all mad at me because I'm saying they're not special. I didn't even say he's not good. I said he is good. I said he good. Grown men are mad at me because I said...
Hackett steps in and gives a blunt take on the situation, sharply questioning the challenger's credentials. He says that fighters with the same level of ability can be found all over the champion's hometown, many of them untested, and clearly not ready for this level of competition.
There is a good fighter, but where he is in his career, as far as what he's learned, he's never seen nothing like Boots. For Boots, we got guys like Xander in the city. We got guys like that just ain't heard of yet, or they just ain't never get their shot, or they might be a little over the hill. But we got a bunch of guys walking around like that. Like I'm saying that because not that Boots is sparring those guys. I'm saying we have guys like that. That's just, you know what I mean? That on that they can handle that. Boots is on a different level when it come to, you know, boxing, like when it just come to boxing.
Discussion turns more serious as Hackett points out the wide difference in accomplishments that clearly favors the current champion. While he gives credit to the young fighter for stepping up, he warns that moving from carefully planned bouts to an elite level battle could end very badly.
Situation
80-20.
Yeah, I got it like an 80-20 because it's just like Xander is. Well, see, what people fail to realize, Xander turned pro as a kid. You know, he was still a teen. Yeah, he was still a teenager. So it's like, a lot of those fights early is for him to do exactly what he was doing, just working on shit. But now it's like, all right, you stepping it up, you champion, but now it's like, oh, we gotta fight. Now we fight, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think it's just his inexperience as far as fights like this. This is a hell of a fight to be in after becoming unified champion. But I respect Xander on a whole different type of level because a lot of guys wouldn't have taken this fight, you know, this early in their careers, especially after winning.
It goes on to predict a harsh and clear ending, saying that in the later rounds the pressure will become too much to handle. He stresses that fitness alone will not matter when facing a fighter who can finish the fight with just one strong punch.
I think like 8, like in the 8th round. You know what I mean? Because it just becomes too much. It becomes too much with see, guys work on defense, right? Guys work on their fight game, but they don't push themselves. They think they do because they do strength and conditioning. That's not pushing yourself in boxing. That's just self physically. But I'm talking about pushing yourself where you got a guy who in the gym, he's trying to knock you out and you got to really keep off you. But not only the kind of guy that's trying to knock you out, the kind of guy that could knock you out.
It ends his analysis by raising doubts about the challenger's preparation, warning that too comfortable training methods may fail under the pressure of the big stage. He explains that avoiding tough sparring partners can leave a fighter unready for the brutal reality and high pressure of fight night.
That's when they pick sparring partners, they pick guys who gonna fight, but they don't have the or they pick guys who gonna be in but they don't have the experience, or they pick guys who gonna be in but they smaller. You know what I'm saying? It's things like that. He got to get prepared for war. You know what I mean? So that's no knock against a Tiger Johnson, but Tiger Johnson was once a 40-pounder and now a 47-pounder. Xander's been a 54-pounder since the beginning. So you know he's naturally a bigger man. So you sparring guys like that, I get it for the speed or whatever, but it's like he's not trying to really get you out of there. I mean, you need somebody that's going to put your life on the line in the gym. And I'm not saying every sparring session need to be like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, though, you gotta have guys who really trying to put something on you so that your awareness level could be high.
Richard Torres strongly supports the challenger and reminds everyone of the close connection they had during their amateur careers. He warns the public not to underestimate a proven champion who has the discipline and hard work required to surprise the entire boxing world.
I grew up in the amateur with him, and I think a lot of people are underestimating who Xander is as a fighter. He's a 2-belt world champion, and he's a hard worker. He does his thing, and I know Boots is a great fighter, but I really think people are underplaying Xander's capabilities, and I'm going to...
Torres lays out a clear game plan for a possible upset, explaining how the naturally bigger fighter can turn the fight in his favor. He believes that if the young boxer controls the rhythm and uses his size against the champion, the whole fight could change in a way that shocks the critics.
Xander's punch output can be a little bit better, and Xander just ring generalship can kind of dictate that fight a little bit more. And if he asserts his pressure and asserts his size, I think he's a bigger fighter than Boots as well. Then I think it would be a different fight than what people.
Kenny gives a serious warning about the challenger, predicting a harsh stoppage while pointing out a key weakness in his defense. He notes that the fighter often keeps his head still during exchanges, a mistake that the champion could take full advantage of with sharp and accurate punches.
Maybe inside 5. I like what's his name?
Xander.
I like him, but I noticed something with him. When he's in offense mode, his head is just sitting there. And you can go back tonight and watch all of his highlights. He don't know how to roll punches. He blocked pretty good. He got angles, but sometimes you gotta roll, and he don't roll. And if a person don't roll, you don't even have to look. All you have to do is go over their shoulder. You're going to hit it because they don't know how to.
Action becomes even more serious as Kenny describes a steady breakdown inside the ring. He warns that it could come from one heavy body shot or a non-stop series of punches. But in either case, a clear knockout seems almost certain.
Clean joint or a systematic breakdown?
It might be a body shot. Boots a bad man. Combination of the two, you know. Take your time, set it up, and follow.
Legendary former champion Winky Wright turns attention to the huge stakes of this fight, and what it really means for a lasting legacy. He explains that staying undefeated does not carry much value without a major signature victory, and says both fighters must be ready to risk it all to achieve true greatness.
The division looking good right now, and I just want to see all the fighters fight each other, man. The best need to fight the best. That's what's going to bring the fans to boxing, and you can only be great by beating somebody great. You know what I'm saying? You can have a bunch of wins with no great win. You're just a good fighter, but you want to be great, you need to beat another great fighter. So they got the opportunity.
Trainer Manny Robles comes forward to praise the young fighter's bravery for taking the harder path instead of an easier one. He points out that very few champions would put their status on the line against top-level danger this early in their career when they could have avoided it without any risk.
Respect Xander Zayas for taking the fight. You can't say that about a lot of people nowadays. And for him to bat 2 of the belts, and for him to step and say, "I'm going to fight one of the best fighters in the world," that says a lot. That says a lot about the kid. And he's young. He doesn't. I believe he could have taken another. He said it, and I agree with him. I believe he could have taken another fight, but instead he decided to take on this fight and fight one of.
The story grows even more interesting as Robles points out the challenger's rising fame and strong mindset. He admits the challenge ahead is huge, but says this fight brings together 2 rare fighters who are both willing to face the best without backing down.
Xander's a personal friend and, great kid, super humble, grounded. I love everything about the kid, and, he's got the makings to become a superstar, but he's going to have his hands full versus the, Jaron Ennis. Yeah. And it's just going to be a great fight, man. Ennis is proven one of the best fighters in the world in the weight class, of course, and he's never afraid to take on any a fight. He's one of those guys that's more than willing to fight the best, and so is Xander, so you got to respect.
Robles gives a final powerful reminder of how fast things can shift under pressure, pointing out the unpredictable nature of boxing, where one punch can change everything. He explains that every fighter enters the ring with a solid plan, but the real challenge starts as soon as the heavy punches begin to land.
Boxing, one punch is two. Everyone's got a plan till they get hit in the face, right? Yeah. Like Mike Tyson used to say. So we just gotta wait and see how the fight plans out, works itself out, but I definitely believe that Xander has a chance.
As the pressure builds to its peak and the words "finally stop this massive fight" is set to shake up the entire division, both fighters are risking their unbeaten records and championship goals in a high-stakes battle, where one small mistake could change everything. This is the moment where hype meets real action, and only one fighter will be left standing. The boxing world is divided as experts lock in their predictions and excitement reaches its limit. When the fight is over, we will see if a new star is born or if an established champion keeps control. The real question is what happens when the first bell rings, and who leaves with their legacy intact. Will the challenger prove the weaknesses he believes he has seen, or will the champion shut it all down with a dominant performance? Can youth, size and power control the fight, or will experience and discipline take over when it matters most? And if the fight goes into the later rounds, who will have the strength and mindset to survive the final test? The answers will come when the bell finally rings.